My friends, welcome to Talk Casual, and today we'll be building a invisible hand fleet using Ryan Kingston's Fleet Builder. Now this is a viewer request by Old Owls, and he's requested if we could make an interesting invisible hand fleet. So that if you're not aware of the ship, that is the Providence class carrier, title Invisible Hand. So let's bring up a new fleet here. So what I'm going to do is bring up, we've got the Providence class carrier and the Providence class dreadnought. Now if you know anything about the actual title itself, it's actually a squadron based title. So you're thinking yourself, I'm going to choose the carrier, right? Actually no, I'm actually going for the dreadnought, and I'll explain the reasons why very shortly. So first things first, let's get the actual card itself out and let's go through the actual wording here and what it says. So while deploying fleets, if you are in the play area when you would deploy a squadron with Swarm, you may set that squadron aside next to your ship card instead. You may set aside up to 5 squadrons in this way. Squadron command. For each squadron that you would activate with this command, you may place one of your set aside squadrons within distance 3. It cannot move this activation, and if it has AI, increase its AI by 1. So what's this card all about? So it's basically rapid launch base, as we call it, rapid launch base, thanks to Ian. So it's basically the same premise of rapid launch base, but it has this different caveat where you must deploy at range 3 compared to range 1 with rapid launch base. This card would have been absolutely perfect the way I was thinking. I was building this fleet the first time around until I figured out it has the swarm mechanic on there, so you can't put any the bombers in there, so you can't put any hyenas. I thought, oh, hyena drop in, fantastic, beautiful. No, it has to either be the vultures or the tri-fighters. So I'll get that all sorted as well too. I'll explain my fleet here. So first things first, I did choose the Providence class dreadnought, and you're going to yourself, well, hang on a sec, that's not, you wanted the carrier. The carrier is the one that does, if you're going for a squadron fleet, you wanted a carrier. Yes, but there's only one main reason, and it's the weapons support team and flight controllers. I've decided to put flight controllers on here because of the swarm ability here. This is carrying fighters, it's not carrying bombers, and if you want to hit hard and fast with an alpha strike, then flight controllers is your best friend. So I've definitely put that on board this ship here. Well, no, we're not building more. We'll go through the ship itself here. For the officers, I've definitely gone for flight commander, that giving that ability to either activate your squadrons at the start or after you've moved. So basically if you looked at my Plo Koon field list, the Providence is going to go in right in the guts and go straight in there. So he's going to go as fast as he can, not as fast, probably you want to stick to 2, but maybe 3 if he's straight ahead. 3 is just an awful speed with these things. Try to stick it to 2, but at least after you've moved, you can drop your fighters down with that range 3 bubble and alpha strike whatever's in front of you. Right, so of course we've got the offensive retrofit, and I've put expanded hangar bays, giving a squadron value of 5. So invisible hand 5, squadron value 5. So you don't need that squadron token straight away, but also if you have that squadron token saved up, you can activate 6 squadrons instead, which would help. Again, I'll explain all things further once the fleet is built there. But again, it is a squadron-based fleet, so expanded hangar bays would go well here. Boosted comms, no, because you've got your squadrons inside you, so you're going to be in that range anyway. So for ordnance, I've put external racks. Obvious simple answer is this ship is going to get up close to whatever it's trying to attack, so external racks will be good. Then I've put leading shots. It's an oldie but a goodie. It basically allows you to reroll everything. Granted, it's got that 1 blue dice, but once you're rolling reds and blacks, you're bound to make make an error or make bad dice rolls. So leading shots is perfect there to help you with your reds and blacks. Then I've gone for just a simple the DB by 8 to 7 heavy turbo lasers, because you do have salvo on here, so a nice simple turbo laser like that will help you. And because you have a black, so you a black salvo dice, you'll get that hit crit automatically there. So very good for this, trying to keep it relatively cheap-ish. 141 points, not too bad there. So for the second ship, this will be the flagship. I've definitely gone for a comms frigate here. Commander wise, I've chosen for General Grievous. You can choose Trench, you can choose Count Dooku, but I presume for what we're building here and what we're going for a squadron heavy build, Grievous would be the best one for this build here, especially for what the squadrons I'm going to put on. They're going to be cheap squadrons, but there's going to be a massive squadron swarm, and it'll do a hell of a lot of damage. And Grievous will help out with tokens, especially with the Providence being so close to the enemy. So if you destroy squadrons, Grievous will be fantastic there. With this, the comms frigate, I've definitely put boosted comms to help out that squadron activation, and I've basically kept it to link turbo laser towers because it has red dice. This is perfect. You link turbo laser towers, you staple it on with Maleficent. It has to go, especially with its red AA. It does really well against anything that comes towards you, and you have one squadron sitting at long range. I've basically killed an A-wing at long range with linked turbo laser towers for straying too close to the Maleficent. Finally, I've put a hard cell class transport, and of course I've given it CommsNet to help out with the squadron tokens with the Providence or any other token other ships need. And I've given it actually a Beast of Burden. Now this is a maybe. If you feel like this is a bit too much because you have General Grievous already refreshing your tokens, you might remove that and put it somewhere else. I'll talk about that somewhere else sooner rather than later. But Beast of Burden behind the Providence will help out with basically being swamped, over attacked with tokens. Now that is the ship build. Now for the squadron wise, I've gone with the droid tri-fighters there. So you put 4 of these ones, and then I've decided to put the Ace Afraflak, whatever, I can't pronounce, sorry, Star Wars names, as Karnak used to say. I've put these as my 5 fighters in Invisible Hand. My theory behind it is the more dice, the better. So you look at the droid tri-fighter, it has 2 blues, a red. It'll have AI and also flight controllers given to it. So that's 5 dice it'll be attacking against the squadron. If there's a squadron in this fleet, the best thing they can do as well is they have a black dice for anti-ship, and it's not a bomber, but at least it gives you a better result with attacking with ships on there. Like if you see an Ian's A-wings, they're nasty. The black dice anti-ship on a squadron can be very brutal. So granted, they're not bombers, but this is the next best thing. Droid tri-fighters. They're flaky, of course, so that's why you definitely want to put them into the Invisible Hand there and plop them out when you need to get that alpha strike happening. Or better still, if you need to defend it, you can drop it once you've moved back and let your fighters go on an alpha strike, destroying the squadron ball. Then I've gone for another, again, I've tried to keep it cheap and simple with the squadron base. So again, I've just put vulture droids here. Again, I've gone for 5. So you've got the full squadron there. That's 400 points. Nice, cheap, cheerful squadrons. Helps out General Grievous' ability there. And that is it for the build itself. Of course, you can swap the vultures in invisible hand, but I feel like that the vultures are cheap already. So if you lose one, that's fine. But the tri-fighters are the ones that are going to be the ones that are hard hitting and want to be close to that action. Granted, they have speed 5, so they can kind of come from behind if need to. So it's really your choice on what you feel like that maybe do better. They do have a red anti-ship. I feel like the red anti-ship isn't the greatest on these things, but you never know. So it's each to its pros and cons. I'd say I keep the tri-fighters in the invisible hand, launch them as quickly as you can, and have the vultures behind the invisible hand if need be, to launch that second attack. If you do have that 6 squadron with the token, you can have one vulture from behind come into attack as well too with flight controllers. Objective buys, again, I've gone because again we are a very squadronist fleet. Precision strike might not be the case here. I've basically gone for surprise attack. This one definitely fighter ambush, and this one superior positions. Again, I'm not so certain about superior positions. You might want to put maybe infested fields on there, help get the other chompers to help you out there. And if you don't feel good about fighter ambush, planetary iron would be awesome as well too. So there is my build for invisible hand. Now, again, when I was talking about Beast of Burden, if you don't feel too comfortable about that, you can remove that one. And then what I did is you can limit down the droid tri-fighter and get Dis in there instead. So that's again 400 points. If you don't feel like the upgrade for the hard sell is needed there, so a Beast of Burden, you can have the second tri-fighter, the AEST tri-fighter in there if need be. But I feel like because it's General Grievous and you don't want them to die, but it kind of diminishes General Grievous's ability. But on the other hand, on top of that, you kind of go, well, at least you have really good aces, especially they have better dice than the tri-fighters. They can add 2 blacks instead and make a damage with flight controllers there. So another avenue if you don't feel that the Beast of Burden, is it Beast of Burden? Yes, Beast of Burden is not what you feel like there. But I feel like that it could do really well with this list. So I've kept it in and I've put it into the 4 tri-fighters there. And as I said, with the ethos of this list, you're basically getting the Providence straight in there into the guts and dropping the squadrons as fast and quick as you can to give that alpha strike that you need. The Maleficent will be as back as it needs to be, shooting with red dice, but also supporting the other squadrons as well. And the hard sell will be nearby the Providence, giving it tokens and also refreshing its defensive tokens with Beast of Burden. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this build here. As I said, it's not the end all. I hope it's given you ideas, some thoughts on how to build a invisible hand fleet. I had some really good fun trying to come with ideas and combos that would work really well, and I think this would be really interesting to be put onto the table. Again, I've gone, instead of the carrier, I've gone for the dreadnought for obvious reasons, and then the other things like the ships can be changed a little bit, but this is what I feel like would be an interesting invisible hand fleet. I hope you enjoyed what you saw here today, guys. If you have any requests, any other fleet builds that you definitely want to see, I'm more than happy to help you out, guys. And I will see you very shortly. And remember, like, subscribe, follow us on the socials, and fly casual.